Hi, this is Andre. I'm Hansi. We are Blind Guardian. And you are listening to Rock and Roll Radio.
The trip.
It was good. We had a few demanding ones on the days before, and this one was actually a fun one.
Perfect.
A little early get up, but that's all.
I know. I was the charter and everything. Okay, we can start the interview. We're gonna do all the interview in English. I ain't gonna translate everything in Italian, and then on the website we made all the translation written in Italian. Okay, Gaia, here you go.
Hi, welcome to Rock and Roll Radio. We're here to talk about your new album, Beyond the Red Mirror, which is out in Italy on February the 3rd, 2015. What I wanted to ask you first is, you are essentially storytellers. Is there a main storyline in this album? Is it a concept album?
Indeed, it is a concept album related to an old album. It's based on the story we have started on Imaginations from the Other Side. And it tells the story of a boy who is on a sort of personal quest for a holy grail, and he's supposed to find that in another dimension, and to get there he has to find a red mirror, which is the sort of final portal in between two different worlds.
Okay. And I know that you've worked with 3 classical choirs and 2 orchestras.
Yeah.
What's it like to work with so many musicians to reach a common goal? Did you have a precise result in mind, or did you leave them a certain degree of freedom in the creative process?
We have a very precise picture in mind. Otherwise, you can't do that. Everything is perfectly designed before we go there, and these classical guys are all professionals. So once they get the scores, they know exactly what to do, and you will get what you have designed before. It is amazing to see how they perform. They probably need like 2 or 3 runs for a song, and then it sounds amazing.
Fantastic. Andre, you say the song Grand Parade, which closes the album, is the best song you've ever written. What is it that makes it great?
For me, this work with an orchestra is very, very special, and we are trying to improve this since we did. And then there was Silence, and in the last album we did in the previous album we did Wheel of Time, which was very special as well. And I always think there's more space to improve this kind of style. So this time we had more experience. We did lots of experiments, and after all, I think that was the third song we wrote with orchestra in this album for the new one, and we brought in lots of new dynamics. The whole fusion of the orchestra and the metal band is much better, and that's why I like it best.
Okay. And there are down-tuned guitars, right, in this album. This is a new element compared to the past albums. So can we expect a darker and heavier sound?
I would agree on that, yeah. We did not use down-tuned guitars on all songs, but especially in the beginning, when we have a very critical situation to explain in the lyrics, we try to outline that a little more due to the down-tuned guitars, and they give a very dark feeling. Yes. I would say this is probably the darkest Blind Guardian album in general.
And very brutal.
Yeah.
Which you sound good to me.
The stories you tell in your lyrics are fictional, and the one you tell in Beyond the Red Mirror is linked to the one you told in Imaginations from the Other Side. And you say that the world described in this new album has changed for the worse since then.
Mm-hmm.
Is this a reference to our own real world that always seems to evolve towards the worst possible scenarios, or is it just pure fiction?
It is fiction, but you know, I am going to invite the listener to adapt things, and of course you will see a lot of parallels to reality. But I always like the fact of telling pure stories, you know, just for the sensation of having a story. The dystopian aspect probably pretty much comes in because of the music, and this is what inspired me to think in such a direction. When you listen to a song like the Ninth Wave, for example, you will immediately figure that the music alone has a different threatening undertune, and I just, try to build this a little more strong.
Okay, so it's just for the listener to escape maybe from the real world and to find it again in the music.
As said, I mean, it is a sort of adaptive thing, so you can do that. But in general, you can just enjoy the story and the music. You don't need necessarily, start to make these connections. But you are allowed to, whatever you want to.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, can we listen to the new single just coming out today, and then we carry on with the interview? What do you think, guys? Okay, this is
great idea.
Right.
Nuovo singolo dei Blind Guardian. Welcome back to radio.
Still great to be here.
So, Twilight of the Gods. Today it's released in Italy and everywhere. Why have you chosen this particular song as the first single?
It has a kind of mainstreamish aspect in comparison to most of the other songs on the album, and it is a sort of easy entrance, to get people understand what we are about to do, and we still hold back some surprises. I believe this is a song we will bring into our live set. And due to the chorus, it will be a good sing-along song. So this might become one of the classics for the fans.
Yeah, it's a very catchy chorus.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah.
Right.
How have you been able to satisfy the more traditional parts of your fan base while evolving your sound during time? Do you think this new record, which contains new features, will still be appreciated by the old fans?
I think so, yes. I mean, we have open-minded fans, and they expect us to come up with some surprises at the very least. And therefore, I would guess the ones which are still there from the older days, they are very tolerant, and they will accept our funny things on the album. But there's still a lot of thrashy, down-to-earth, old-school Blind Guardian stuff on there, so they will discover a lot. You need to take your time, as usual.
Yeah, and I think there's at least, it's the fastest Blind Guardian album since a long time. Many fast songs on it. So we started with speed metal in the early years, so of course they will appreciate, I think.
So there are still some elements of speed metal.
Yes.
In there.
A lot.
So we know your influence have always been fantasy literature, etc. Are you a fan of Game of Thrones?
Yeah, I love it.
And do you think that it has ruined the legacy of the novels, or the TV series?
He is.
What do you think?
He's dealing with issues at the moment. I love the beginning of the story, and I even liked the HBO series.
Yeah.
It turned out to be really good, but the extensive way of telling is starting to concern me at the very least. I've finished the 9th book now, and I think it doesn't lead you anywhere, and this is something I do not really like. And on the other hand, the way he treated fantasy, and this was an inspiration for me on the album, into a more realistic approach. This has been the most spectacular thing I've read over years.
Yeah, it's like kind of fantasy for adults. It's not so childish and not just a dragon and some little dwarf with a sword. It's more like a real adult fantasy.
But he has to come to an end. That's my point.
You need some closure.
I need, because I think he opened a great universe, and he can finish this story and continue in the universe. But he does not necessarily have to go on with new characters coming in, and the old ones always die. That's
the peculiarity of that series, that everyone always dies.
Someone told me that his idea for the end is that everyone is going to be dead.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Not at all. But there are tricks to do that. He could just make a movement in time like 100 years ago, then they naturally would be dead. That doesn't necessarily mean it has to be a bad ending.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
Okay, shall we listen to another song, like your old song called Bright Eyes, then you have a little coffee, and we finish the interview.
Great.
Okay, guys, here we go.
L'album Imaginations from the Other Side del 1995. I have a few questions left about your tour. You'll be in Europe from April to June 2015. How do you find the European fans and particularly the Italian fans?
The Italian fans are the fans which have the best tuning, that's for sure.
Really?
Every fan is singing as loud as he or she can, but the Italians, they really catch the tune, and the singing along is more like, you know, having a real choir, while sometimes it's more like in a football stadium if you go to other countries. In general, the European fan is very strong. Funny thing is that you still feel the differences in the mentality. Like the Southern European people are a little more hot-blooded.
So it's true. I mean, what they say about cultural differences.
There are, yeah. In concerts you feel that there is a warm atmosphere in Central Europe, in Eastern Europe, which is almost similar. But as said, the Southern European attitude is a little more hot-blooded. And the further south you
Latin.
go, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but also the Greek, you know.
Oh, yeah,
they are really hot-blooded.
Oh, yes.
You know? So there are differences, and that's a good thing about a European tour. You know, you don't know what to expect. You know, when you get to a country first time, it's always a little different, and people appreciate different songs as well. I mean, the classics are the classics. There's no doubt about that. But sometimes you just wonder, okay, in this particular country, Bright Eyes, for example, is the big thing. And it's just a song in other countries, you know, and stuff like that. So it's quite interesting to travel along.
What about the German fans? Are they more affectionate to you?
Yeah, I would say so, yeah. I mean, they have this very close connection because we are German. That's our biggest fan base with Japan, probably. And they support the local hero, you can say.
Yeah, of course. So thank you guys for being here with us.
I just say you are gonna be playing in Italy like the 5th of May and the 6th of May. Two shows, one in Milan of the Alcatraz, and the other one is gonna be in Rome at the Atlantico for all the Italian fans. So he's gonna be playing in even United States tour, or
yes. It's going to be a world tour again. We try to finish this one up to the end of the year, 2015.
All right.
North America will take place either in summer, August and September, or in November, December.
Right. Thanks a lot for coming, guys.
Thank you.
We'll leave you with the last song, which is called Mirror Mirror. Thanks a lot for coming to Rock and Roll Radio.
Thanks for having us here.
Hope you enjoy Italy again.
It's been great, yeah.
We did.